it going? Internet land, what you doing? How's it going? It's a Thursday night. This is one of those nights for streaming where you go, oh, people don't show up for Thursday streams. So, that's fine. We're probably going to go a little shorter than usual tonight anyway, because I have some back problems that I'm getting checked out at the doctor tomorrow. So it probably wouldn't behoove me to sit for a very long time while, I've spent most of my day doing that already and a bunch of other busy stuff. On top of that, and not really wanting to be doing any of the busy stuff because my back hurt. We'll live with it. We'll live with it. Had nagging back pain for a while. I think I goofed my back up back in July. I think I gave myself an injury. I was helping a neighbor move sacks of fertilizer out of her truck because she needed to take the truck to the emergency room. But I don't know why she needed the fertilizer out of the truck. But I helped because she indicated that it was an emergency. So I did that. And then, oh no, my back hurts so bad. Literally 5 minutes after doing this, I think I made a big oopsie poopsie. And then it went away for a little while, but now lately it's hurting in the same way, but it's been going for like a week and it hasn't stopped. So that tells me that I've either got bad posture, I'm sitting too long, or I got a back problem that probably needs addressed. I don't know why I sang that part. Anyway, hope you're doing well. How's it going, beepy? How's it going, beep-a-leap? Hope you're doing well this fine Thursday evening. Move your sack up, goof your back up. Yeah, that's basically how it went. I've also got to have another test tomorrow where they look to see if there's something wrong with my tummy. Finally getting that looked at too, because I had that back in July too, where I had to call and get to a gastroenterologist, and they were like, "Yeah, we can get you in September." So I got in yesterday, and she was just like, "Yo, let's run some tests." So my day tomorrow is just gonna be literally, "Yo, I'm getting tests all day. That's fun." I can't eat after midnight, which is fine. I don't usually eat after 9 p.m. anyway. How's it going? Wancho. How y'all doing? Hey, y'all heard the news, right? You heard the great big news today? Did anybody hear about the C word? Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all saw the news. You know what I'm talking about. Yeah! Yeah, hell yeah. New Contra game. That's got me excited. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on in this here Contra game. What they doing in this Contra game. So this is by Way Forward, which, despite me not having a lot of love for Way Forward, beyond maybe Contra 4 and Shantae and the Pirate's Curse, they did a real good job on Contra 4. So we'll have a look at what's going on here. This is apparently a retelling of the first game, which of course, we're in a jungle. This makes sense. There's slopes now! They're obviously doing some other things too. Something that I noticed right off though is this looks like the spread gun that Bill is using. You see it a lot. And it's 3-way. Which tells me they're probably bringing back the level up system where you grab the gun and then you have to grab the gun again. I'm not a fan of that. Dude, just give me the gun. I don't know. I don't really like stacking weapons. And I know that they'll only give you the full weapon on one if you play on very easy or something, which I don't do that because I'm not a baby. But yeah, I'm not a fan of that. I'm also really not a fan of Way Forward's 3D either. I think it just kind of doesn't look super great. But, I mean, and as far as a Contra game. And, oh yeah, and there's a dash there too. Do you see that? There, go back here. A little bit. You can see that they're going to do a little dash through these little smashers here. So that's pretty cool. Bring back the hardcore slide. Yeah. So obviously they're doing a little more than just the first Contra here, but this is definitely like, oh, what if we like Solid Soldier or we Shattered Soldier up the that original game somehow. I think that I think that it's reasonable. I think that it's reasonable to be decently excited for this. Also, how's it going, Millie? Which technically, yeah, Spidersaurus. Yeah, I didn't get around to it, but I looked it up and was just like, yeah, I mean, it looks fine, but I don't know. I'm not here for that, I don't think. But yeah, Contra Operation Galuda. Yeah, I'll take that on. I'll take some of that action. That seems pretty rad. So I'm decently excited for a Contra game for once, and where, you know, we kind of knew Rogue Corp was gonna kind of suck butt. And I mean, this I think actually has a chance, and it doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, I keep saying Operation Galaga when I say it out loud. Yes, I've actually talked about this game to one other person in real life. And I said Operation Galaga the first time to him. So, yeah. All right. Main event time. We are here. We all know why we're here. We're a united front now. All right. So, let's see. We're gonna do this. All right. Can y'all hear the video game? Can you hear me? Time to finally get that dim sum. Hell yeah! All right, y'all can hear everything. Sounds good. Sounds gravy. We looking good. This game's got like this title screen jam is a banger. Like I've been listening to it for like the last 20 minutes on loop. It's pretty good. I won't stop to do that for your benefit, but yeah, like definitely a bop. But I like this game because it's like even the menu's got all these crazy transitions going on. Like it's so extra, but I'm here for it. I dig it. Go into settings. There's more stuff in here. Like it's so cool. I love shit like this. And how to play a visual novel. There is a little bit with hacking, but it all seems pretty standard. And of course, we have to thank all the lovely people involved with this wonderful project. So we'll let the credits roll by real fast. It won't take long. It's pretty fast. Of course, I'm blocking most of their names with my big dumb head, but that's okay. That's okay. Donkey Kong worked on this. You remember when you had to, yeah, like, I think PlayStation games are where I started running into that, where you got credits like in the option screen or the title screen. Branding by DK. Yeah, he beat you to it. All right. I will first start off by saying that I was provided a key for this game by the developer, so you cannot trust a single word that I say about it. I will, however, be gifting a copy of this game to a friend here in a bit to kind of make up for that, because I think you got to support the things you want to see more of in the world. So, all right. Are we all good? Are we all settled in? Like I said, we might go a little shorter tonight than I typically usually do because, again, my back's hurting. But I think we'll get in good enough to at least get a good taster of how things are going to go and then work from there. All right. If our internet pals here on my corner of the internet are ready, we can dive on in. Yes! Start a new game. I'm very excited. "6 years ago. This is who we are." Oh. Listen carefully. What do you think the greatest cultural treasure of our country is? Yo! Hey, check it out! It's the people that made the video game! I bet you recognize some of these words that are on the screen right now. You probably wrote a few of them. How you doing? Thanks for stopping by. To watch me bumble my way through your very cool video game. I hope you're doing well. I hope that launch has not driven you completely crazy, and I hope that you've taken some time to enjoy the moment of this wonderful release of 8 years finally coming to fruition and it being in everybody's hands. Only for me to play it and make the worst possible decisions. You like my new look? It is very cute and adorable, is it not? You may admire me. You may call me cute. You may. It's fine. I'll allow it. We just started, but I imagine you know that. It's our moral discipline that can guide ideological purity, and it comes from the cultivation of years of values perpetuated by lineages like ours, our strength and righteousness wielded to a harmonious society. Only a select few in the world understand the sacrifice necessary for the stabilization and preservation of this country. Teaching the country what love and kinship are means being swathed in blood, as inexorable as the most skillful hunters rear the strongest hawklings. This guy's got some real good, like, anime villain, like verbiage here. Loving it already. I wish my name was redacted as well, though. That's a very cool name. Whole groups of people are messy and profane. They require reform. They have the neither comprehension of greater objectives outside themselves nor order of their subjective worlds. We put the big picture first. We must stand as stewards to correct the course of influences defiling our country's minds, our bodies, and our lands. And at this station, all the risks are worth taking. Oh, this is the stuff that I love. Like, the way this game's camera just zooms through, and then, like, the text is in the world. How cool is this? Oh, yo, we can click. I'm clicking things. I'm opening tooltips. Rebecca is my oldest friend, who knew me first as my tutor and mentor. She is a talented traditional hacker who's able to find creative solutions. If it wasn't for her, I don't know where I'd be. She moved to live in Abraxa and start her own life there 2 years ago. Chloe. Hello, user. Chloe here, Icono Hacker par excellence. I specialize in IDs and brute force hacking. I used to think I was the only Icono hacker there was, but apparently not. This is the kind of stuff I live for right here. Oh, is this, Yeah, this is the stuff I live for right here. I am that person that plays games like this and just absolutely loves this stuff. You give me a codex to look through, I'm gonna be the happiest little poly you ever saw. I am that person that when, like, Metroid Prime came out, like, the night, that night my girlfriend came over, and she was watching me play it, and I was doing all the scans and stopping to read it and all, and she would just stop and be like, stop reading and shoot something! And I'm just like, nah, babe. Can't you tell I gotta read about this weird weed on the ceiling? That's me. Steins Gate has a lot of this stuff too, where they highlight words in the script, and then you get a whole you get a whole, like, codex that you can look through. It's fantastic. I love this stuff. If it wasn't for Rebecca helping Chloe hide her secret, Chloe may have fallen in with people who would have taken advantage of her. Chloe is an Icono hacker. A 2 in a million twist of a mathematical equation. A human with the innate ability to influence the physical and metaphysical world without biotech interfaces, or cybernetic. Codex, the game. That's me. You give me a whole game that's just a codex. It's like, yo, dog, we just tricked you into reading Encyclopedia Britannica. Most people do not believe someone like her can exist. She's a theoretical impossibility, a rare interface between human and digital circuitry, a myth of the biotech revolution. And now, to live with her values and secrets intact, Chloe and Rebecca are planning to flee their province to a place where they won't be persecuted for who they are and what they believe in. Oh, you drew the drawing behind Chloe and oh, that's so dope! We're getting the DVD commentary here. This is fantastic. Hey, the moment you do this, you can't turn back. Oh, this is so cool. Like, so many cool poses. Like, the characters are so dynamic. I love all of this. You won't ever get to talk to these people again. Yeah, I know. I'm getting used to my new name already. Oh, she's not named Chloe. Interesting. Shh. Okay, good. You have a silencing diffuser set up. Still, be careful you don't associate as your new identity until you're safely out of here. A microchip that interferes with all sound waves to turn them into indistinguishable muffled gibberish to all listeners outside. The size of a blueberry lengthwise and the hidden. Who thought of all these things? Who's the one that made up all the cute technology that makes your world cool? Who did that? Because all of that stuff is equally fun to kind of dream up and imagine. No, please don't hush. I think that, like, when a developer is hanging out in a stream and they're throwing out cool stuff like this, I love the lore. What about you? Are you sure you want to come with me? Won't I be a burden? No, but you treat me like who I am. I want to leave here just as much as you. No one but you treats me like okay. Rebecca's a normal self-taught hacker, but she has a mind for MacGyvering her way through situations where most people would be stumped by the unknown. Under the constant silt of fear and surveillance, Rebecca has helped Chloe organize her iconohacking mental facilities so that her mind and body isn't porous to the onslaught of digital electrical signals from the world over. They surmise that different iconohackers must specialize in different abilities, not that there is much direct experimental data on the subject. God, it's so cool. Okay, Ashley and you did a lot of meetings about iconohacking ability, balancing, even though it's not very... yeah, well, I mean, you've got to kind of make this stuff... Like, it's got to make sense in the story. Like, you could obviously make Chloe a god right off the bat. Like, oh, she's a super cool hacker that literally is infallible. But, you know, you've probably written cool limitations and limits onto that and to balance it in the world. Or else she'd be kind of just like, yo, I'm a Dragon Ball Z character. Oh, cool. Shout outs to Ashley Cooper. Nonetheless, Chloe's iconohacking focus is on identity. She can steal information by scraping digital content from anyone's forefront thoughts that are tightly held secrets. She can also change the entirety of her identity, both her digital ID as well as project a new perceived appearance onto people's brains. This all happens within milliseconds for Chloe compared to hours and days for conventional hackers. And now comes the real test of Chloe's abilities, fleeing from this place. You know how to focus your abilities. Just be decisive. Only in extenuating circumstances should you use a biohack. Aren't these considered extenuating circumstances, though? My biohack abilities to trigger someone's adrenaline, numb their nervous system, or erode their short-term memories can come in handy. How often have you trained to biohack someone versus leverage the data that you've hacked? You've barely tried different scenarios in the former, since it's invasive, coercive, dangerous. Someone can figure out it's an iconohacker's dirty work. Yeah, that's definitely something. It's just like, yeah, if somebody starts acting really weird, I'm probably going to think, some cool hacker person's probably making this happen. So unpredictable in its outcome, it'll take a lot of energy out of you, and we still need to skip town safely. But as I said, be decisive. Weigh the circumstances and consequences when you're making your decisions. You're setting me up to make all the bad decisions here. You're letting me know right now. Okay, I've already got Daria's fake ID. It'll be just like all the other times that I've snuck in and out of this compound using it. The difficult part is to get information to control the guard movement at both this compound and in the train station when we get to it. Don't worry, I've got this. I've made to implant ideas in people's heads, aren't I? And our dear head servant Daria has scolded me so many countless times. I'm sure I'll know how to mimic her well. Inception. Don't take out your frustration on these people, okay? Don't forget what I've taught you, and we'll be able to get where we need to go with no retaliation and with minimal impact on them. This game is literally saying, Polly, don't screw up. It'll be fine. I'll do fine, my friend. Running through the plan again. As Daria, I've set up a meeting time to talk with the interior security staff. Myslin. Hello, who are you? A figure from my childhood. He was a senior security staff member that I hacked for Reb when I had to escape. Gotcha. This has happened from time to time, so it won't arouse suspicion at all. Yep, and we've blocked all communication between the real Daria and Myslin, so their paths won't cross. You did a little bit more on the small tech stuff, like King Rize helped a whole lot with his neuroscience. Oh yeah, I bet that would be really good for a game like this. Being, yo, how's it going, Jetstorm? Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're doing well. Hope the COVID isn't still kicking your ass. But you were streaming last night, and it seemed like you were having a good time. Yeah, I love me some pseudoscience that sounds as real as it possibly can be. Kataru Uchikoshi is one of my favorite writers who does that shit all the time, and it's just like, yep, this is a bunch of pseudoscience, but it's plausible enough. That's all I need. Oh, you're finally testing negative? That's dope. Awesome. Hell yeah. That's what you like to hear. So the order of business is that I'll hack Myslin as Daria to make our disappearance out of sight and out of mind. Get what intel we need to keep us safe, give us a false alibi, buy as much of a window as possible. Daria also has key access around town for errands to help us get past border checkpoints, so I'll just keep being her afterwards. It'll work. Alright, I'm ready. I'm focused. Synchronized, even. I literally released a game this year called Synchronize. Good. Remember to breathe. I'm gonna be out of sight while you do your thing. Oh, look at this stuff. It's so cool! Alright, you enter a hack by selecting the hack character name icon near the character when the button appears. Gotcha. Hack data can be read in any order. Data type search example, memo example. Okay. You can read all of them when you make a choice using the hack action buttons, just like the hack button. Go back to the list of hacked data. Take your time. There are no time to choices and no time to actions. Best video game ever. Alright. You may also be able to act on all the choices currently available to you. Okay, you might not, so you've got to prioritize carefully. Okay. Once you take an action, characters will react. Some might even talk among themselves about what you chose to do. Hacking is intuitive for Chloe. In terms of lore, Chloe's hacks take milliseconds for what would take others minutes to sift through. Gotcha. Alright, Myslin. Going into that head. Let's go! Okay. You're a senior interior security. Okay. This is how people control Mr. Chinho. You achieved as much as I would expect of your role with these past 2 years. You will be finally compensated for your excellent work and excellent efficient dispatch. As you now well know, the rebel skirmishes in North Ritolia needs to be met with no mercy. Their whole families need to be brought to heel before they stop offending the very pillars of society. To show mercy is spineless in the face of such wholesale corruption. You're only going to cause this cancer to fester. For those people who bleat support for those leeches, we will continue to hit them with campaigns to discredit their professional worth. Ouch. Let us see who is so ignorant as to support the rebels then. No doubt your recent experience can help us with this. In commendation for your work, you are promoted to interior security role at Capital's redacted home compound to serve as your loyalists and your families. You have been continued to ensure high standard for security and discipline among the ranks of our staff. You will be provided a stipend that will allow your immediate family to relocate. Okay, this is your guard's. It's guard's honor to continue to serve you. I am overwhelmed by the generosity with which you visit upon this humble guard to be allowed to bring his brother and mother to live within this fine city. Enclosed is my signed letter of agreement. I look forward to everything this role may bring. 12 weeks ago. Simpler at Meisler's question Meisler's loyalty. Okay. Disgusting. Such a common vernacular among the senior ranks in the capital. This is why I want to leave. But the ID I'm wearing, Daria, is a trusted household staff because of her simpering agreeability and the senior national security staff. Should I nod along to whatever Meisler says so that he doesn't suspect me, or should I ask the cynical question about his loyalty to his superior's ideology? It'll be best. It'll be the last chance I get some snark with these kinds of people. Yes, I want to snark! Get questioned, bitch. Rumor has it that Redacted has sent you to dispatch for a new job, and you have yet to respond. What's holding you back? Having second thoughts about your faith in our great commander's ideology? Daria, you forget yourself. You think you can weave secrets for the secrets of the state families just because you serve their meals and polish their arses? Ooh! You don't even have a single foothold in the halls of politics. And you think that you have any room to question my loyalty? You are far from irreplaceable. And you think that you're much better. Where is it your family lives again? Not even within the outskirts of the capital? Woo! The capital city of Lenora has many lush mountains. There's steep social hierarchies. The impression that I get from afar is that the capital tends to be cliquey and enclaved. Where everyone has an obsession with the corridors of power. Reb might get annoyed with me for using less tact, but it's the last chance I'll get to say my piece, even if it's maybe a bit cowardly to do it with Daria's face. Nah, it's fine. Nah, we take those. Those are W's, Chloe. My girl, when you get to the city, the first thing we're going to teach you is that, hey, we take those. But since these walls have ears, maybe it's more useful to plant discord so that Reb and I can run away easier. Okay, what is your guard itinerary? Jinhout has some uses for us. From him, I found real-time server access to the schedule of the interior security guards, both at the compound and at the bullet train from where Rebecca and I need to get to. I can either rewrite the data so that there's a fake schedule for all the guards involved, or swap the guards with imaginary ones. I like putting in fake guards because it kind of just it lets them know they got boned at a later point, and I can look back and kind of laugh at it, but I also don't know if that will bite me in the ass or get me caught. Yeah, yeah, scarecrows are imaginary guards. I mean, I don't think that this game has instant game overs, so I'm just gonna roll with what I feel like doing, and I turn Chloe into a disaster child. We're putting in fake guards. Within several heartbeats, Chloe Chloe leans into her strength at creating fake IDs on the fly. Real guards are swapped out and replaced with IDs that Chloe's accumulated over time and fully detailed socials, presences to pass review. Okay. Socials, as in social media, can be with encrypted private channels and massive unfiltered communities. Anyone who's anyone maintains their voice on FiberNet socials like in this. Okay. So it's Twitter. Use Royal Guard. Fake. The real guards are given blaring notifications to change their posts to faraway locations scattered all over the Capitol. Okay. So it's not going to be like empty spaces that we were just filling in. We're sending away the guards that are there. More around the clock surveillance. I knew Mycelin was meeting with Daria, and now I've discovered why. The compound was my home for years, and now we're being outfitted by interior security folks. Daria, on order from Redacted, is giving information to Mycelin to build new surveillance technologies and guard towers. She's tasked to give information of everyone living here, including me and Rebecca. I'm done with this. I can either biohack him to have him forget this whole thing or relay incorrect data. Honestly, screw these people. I love it! Okay, wait. Okay, this is like, okay, the brain means like it's a biohack, right? Just assume. Yeah, because it's got brain, right? Brain and biohack both start with B, so they are that's obviously the same thing. All right. I kind of feel like biohacking is gonna like lead us down the road to ruin too. Let's see. Relay incorrect data could make him look like a gigantic idiot though. I kind of like that. Let's make him look like an idiot. And yet our boss tells us you have to get intel from me. Here it is. Data points on schedules and behaviors and AI projections of those behaviors. Quite very willing to upsell yourself now, aren't you? What do you get out of being surveilled? I have nothing to fear. I'm disciplined. This guy's a piece of work. I'm glad I quickly reconstructed those fake files. It's the least I could do for those that I'm leaving behind. Look me out, big brain. You even got a big ol' achievement. Did you wrap up? Yeah, no hitches. Didn't biohack anyone either. Good work. That'll help minimize risks of you taking on too much. Catch your breath. Meet up at the rendezvous point and we'll get our fake IDs sorted. It's upsetting to know that I can't protect more people with the fake ID thing. There's a lot of bad people here. Sure, but not everyone is. I can carry 2 people at most with my econo-hacking power, and the fake ID capacity only extends to folks whom I know inside out, to friends. So just Rebecca. I shouldn't dwell on it. Now's not the time. Okay, you're someone else now. The social media and stats are up for you to read. Familiarize yourself with them, etc., etc. Wait. Some things are still worth remembering. Rebecca picks up some wildflowers by the wayside that are local to the outskirts of the Relta province. Oh, wait, wildflowers. The flowers of fidelity and healing. Blue ones symbolize the openness, new experiences. These are used to grow around mine and... Oh, okay. Cute. This is a landlocked province whose main bid for power and the relevancy in the country of Lenora is in providing electricity and jails. In terms of proximity, it's lowlands and a border in the capital's province. Okay, cool. Wildflower Speedwell, the flowers of fidelity and healing. Wildflower Speedwell would be like a real good, like 80s band name too. Just, if you're looking for one. And blue ones symbolize the openness to new experiences. Haha, Rebecca, I'm ahead of you. I read the codex. They seem to especially thrive here. Chloe knows why Rebecca picked it up. It feels momentous to remember something besides community so warped by despotism that it's like a snake that eats its own tail. Remember where you came from, where you're going. It's okay to have something to acknowledge the past with, so we can deal with the future. Rebecca's awesome. I like her already. She's my favorite. They're all gonna be my favorite, actually, by the end. They're all gonna be my precious babies. That's how these games work out. But the path forward is never easy. Not for Rebecca and not for Chloe. There's a physical pain of recovering from each of their full bodies recovering from each of their full bodies of surgery to hide their original physical attributes. It wasn't enough to change just their faces in this world. It could constantly scan them down to their... Wow! So they're just like... This isn't even like Chloe's like real face or anything. Like, we are going really far to get out of here, if that tells you how bad things are. For Chloe, at least, she mentally picks her new trellis of bones and sinew and flesh. As someone who could swap faces as easily as masks for even childish reasons, the physical pain is a shock to her. It feels like the permanence that is not registered as sharply until now. Chloe cannot keep up a fake ID of them to keep hidden 24/7, so for a moment she lets herself feel blisteringly self-hatred for the limitations of her abilities. Her blood is thrumming, leashed through the furtive spaces of her elbows and her neck as she floats in through the liminal spaces where they will find and rebuild themselves. This is our ticket to a new life out of here, okay, Chloe? They're going to Versiva. They're going to Versiva, the country of boisterous countercultures and celebrity politicians, and where the changing hands of power doesn't come with the expectation of bloodbath, broken families, and the tremors of revenge. But their headlong flight still leaves a palpable ache in Chloe, feeling rudderless without the constancy of the culture she grew up with, bubbling in everyday gestures and the passing seasons. She's calcified into focusing on survival as the first and every other thought of the day. Acknowledging Versiva, it's going to take me a long time to say Versiva because I keep saying Versiva for some reason. Acknowledging Versiva's culture is how it fits with her own jigsaw bits requires a vulnerability that she does not feel like she has the luxury for, but she chose this, to lose everything but Rebecca. But Rebecca's smiling with supreme gentleness, shoulders relaxed in a way that Chloe hasn't seen for years, and Chloe thinks that all of this is really worth something. She wants to smile like that at her too. So she does. Yeah, okay, since you're here... The stretch of her own lips wakes Chloe with a start. She breaks from her light sleep, coming to grips with how she's just arriving into Abraxa. It's been over a year since I've seen you in person, Rebecca. You were there for me most of my life, first as my tutor and mentor, then as my best friend and confidant. And now, hopefully you're still here in Lenora, and I can come find you. Now we're digging into it. Okay. Because I knew that, like, we weren't going to be hanging around Rebecca for long. I knew that she had did a big old disappeary. This is, like, where the demo started, if I'm not mistaken. Thank you for being a friend. At 21 years of age, Chloe considers herself much more worldly and an intrepid hacker to boot. But even she can't help but gawk at the sheer scale of Abraxa's skyscrapers and the dense harborlands. I remember the car! Abraxa is a self-sustaining city with freewheeling market liberties and the appearance of autonomy, due largely to its distance from the seat of power of the Lenora nation. But suddenly, all pretense of due process vanished as a digital smokescreen known as the Haze censors and works in tandem with the military enforced lockdown encompassing the entire district of Zircon Hill. Gonna be a lot. Yeah, it's fine. I mean, I've not played, like, I played the demo once because I already knew, like, oh, yeah, this is like a day one game, so I'm not gonna sit here and play this demo until I, you know, drill it into my brain. I was like, nah, we're putting this on the back burner, and then we're gonna bug the dev and tell them their game is amazing until it comes out. That was the plan. An electromagnetic interference that can shut down hubs of fiber nets. Looks like a block of synthetic fog in Zircon Hill, a district in Abraxa characterized by mid-rises scaling up the mountainside, named because of its history of ceramic metal shop. This is just how I get, like, when I latch onto a game, like, when an idea, I see it, and I'm just like, it immediately clicks with me. It's like, oh yeah, like, that's it. Like, I just, like, everybody's gonna know that it's awesome until it comes out. I will tell literally everybody around me. Ask anybody that waited for me, like, while we were waiting on Corpse Factory to finish. I would not shut up about it. All civilians who happen to be in the neighborhood are cordoned off from the rest of society by military checkpoints since last week, with no supplies nor digital communication passing in and to and from the outside world. Yeah, this game's got bangers already. Like, the title screen theme enough was just like, oh yeah. Like, while I was setting up stream, I was literally sitting here for like 20 minutes jamming out to the title screen. Chloe's here because she needs answers. Rebecca is missing, and the last she's heard from her is that she's busy within the Zircon Hill neighborhood. They've always kept in touch, even as Rebecca found a new life for herself in Abraxa that's separate from Chloe after graduation from Artechne Roundtree, University of Versiva. Artechne? Words, all right. All right, Artechne. Artechne University comprises of privately owned universities around the world, and the campus is founded by Abraxan and the Aldridge family in the Exane neighborhood. The one I attended in Versiva is more sprawling compared to the one in Abraxan. Okay, Roundtree, a province in Versiva known for its highland and colorful nature reserves, extreme winter sports, and majestic education system. Alden and I attended the Artechne campus in its province, and this is one of the more sprawling post-secondary campuses of the world. Okay, that was in Versiva, a superpower of the Republic with ample military, education, housing, and retail markets, known for its celebrity politicians. Okay. Even when Rebecca traveled to the heavily surveilled states, Chloe had still exchanged correspondences spruced up with their feel motes. Oh, I remember feel motes. I remember this one. Remember emojis several years back? They're like Pogs. They're back. This is that, but it can also send and receive serotonin and dopamine when you broadcast a happy expression. If you have permissive settings for that sort of thing, we live in a weird biochemical market. You found your Pogs? Dope! Alright, when are we getting Solace State Pogs, though? That's what I want to know. Chloe has a bubbling fear that something is wrong, despite that Rebecca is all cool, stoic gazes, and nerves of steel. Her mentor often doesn't practice what she preaches and tends to get involved. It's not that she's not more than capable of, with her MacGyvering brain and her annoyingly taut muscles. But Chloe can't help but think of the timing of the lockdown and Rebecca's disappearance are more than just a coincidence. There you go. There's your first Solace State merch. Pogs. Everybody will want those. Who would not want Pogs in 2023? To stay in the city, Chloe hopes to blend in with the experts, taking advantage of her work placement as a journalist with the media outlet Topologist to have a work visa. Yeah, the car! I remember the car! But now she's on the ground, the anxiety of balancing Topologist's intel gathering while ascertaining Rebecca's safety needles at her. Oh, hey, it's Hakeem. The local culture in Nebraska is really something else. There's always someone willing to deep dive into their philosophy and opinion about their experiences. According to the digital zeitgeist right now, Abraxans everywhere outside of the Zircon Hill are furious. You think they'd be willing to share a lot with an outsider like me? Yeah, no doubt. There are many who are sick of the conglomerate next year's opposition and secrecy. Next year is the one enforcing the armed lockdown, fraying Abraxa's hard-won liberties. Gonna go out to dinner? Yo, you enjoy that dinner. Go, eat the biggest, most dopest meal you can as celebration for the amazing work that you've done. Big congratulations for getting your game out. I'm so happy that it's out and that you can hopefully find time to live in the afterglow of that once everything settles down. I hope it really does kick in and you get to enjoy that feeling. Lots of love. You take care, friend. Whoa, this isn't even your assignment. How did you even get the time to be so nosy about this, Hakeem? It's an interesting assignment. I never got such assignments when I was your age, and in a city that I have a lot of memories in as well. Do you know, I met my sweetheart here. Such romantic vibes in this city. For example, in Fathom Piers, if you know where to look. Thanks for stopping by again. Much appreciated. Hakeem's a senior journalist at Topologist. Chloe likes to think that it's her innate sleuthing and writing abilities that made him dote on her the most during all of the juniors in the outlet. Oh, please don't overshare. Hey, I'm leaving you in the very capable hands of a local specialist and friend, aren't I? Who'll give you the lay of the land that I'm no longer privy to. I'll send you a wish you were here postcard from Abraxa while you're running the reports in Versiva. That joke didn't land so well considering the military lockdown. Sorry. As I was saying, my friend Torrent may be young, but he'll definitely know a few people who are stuck in the lockdown, as well as their relatives and friends outside. Does he have a significant other? Huh? There are likely many good interview sources just through his network. Something tells me that he might even have lists to keep track of the folks who are missing and likely stuck within lockdown already. Hakeem doesn't know outright that I'm concerned for a friend who's likely trapped by the lockdown. How should I try to probe Hakeem to see how far I can trust this Torrent regarding Rebecca? Okay, who's Hakeem? This is my senior at Topologist. He's lived in Abraxa for some time, but travels the world for news reports and conferences. He's a fun, family-oriented guy. Torrent. Just right. Polly's boyfriend. Right here is all you need for the Torrent tooltip. That's really all you need. Abraxan local and a Kana hacker. Kinda cute. Yeah, he is! He's younger than me. Hakeem vouches for him. I can just ask about how Hakeem knows Torrent, or I could admit that I may know someone who's missing without naming Rebecca outright. How much can I trust Torrent? Be forthcoming about friend. I think if I'm dealing with people here who are gonna be my base, people are gonna be my day one homies, I probably need to be a little straight with people here. So we're just gonna be a little forthcoming about our missing friend. Relationship ended with Dan Hung? No! I have told you many, many, many times I'm polyamorous. We'll work it out, it's fine. Dan Hung and Torrent are gonna be A-okay with it. I know someone who's lived in Abraxa for over a year or two, but the last time I heard from her is before the lockdown. Polycule, yes! You're concerned for her. Yeah. Obviously keep this between us two. And that's not going to affect my work. That's right, you can't let it affect your work. But you wouldn't be the first journalist or the last journalist to cover the front lines of embroilment that you care about. Obviously, don't draw attention to yourself because the political situations are never about you. but it doesn't hurt for you to ask around privately. You think about reaching out to Torrent. You think reaching out to Torrent is still a good first step? Yes, he'll know to talk with the locals, both digital and on the streets, including the gossip and the community politics. It's hard to tap into from the outside without a local. Thanks, Hakeem. Hakeem doesn't seem frustrated with me. I'm glad that I was honest with him. Also, is me being on the right, like, annoying at all? Like, do you need me to, like, move my model or make it smaller? Just let me know. Like, if there's anything I can do and you want to, like, see the game a little better, I'm open to suggesting. It's fine? Okay. Well, if anybody's got, you know, I can look at changing that a little. It should be in the middle, but then it'll be, like, then it'll be covering up the main text boxes. How much do you already know about the situation on the ground? I know that Rebecca is dating Sephora. Insert yourself into the action scene. Who's this? Rebecca's girlfriend, a superstar who's produced films in recent years. One of the hottest names in showbiz right now, and Reb didn't even bother to tell me herself. I found out the way everyone else, through the fiber net. High-speed digital communication via electromagnetic waves can penetrate deep into the earth, into the oceans, and into the sky, out of the sky, into the dirt. There are many private, self-contained networks on the fiber net. Well, I know the lockdown is happening in Zircon Hill is ostensibly because Nexier is looking for a terrorist. But that kind of manhunt doesn't release more information about the person in question. Indeed, well, Zircon Hill has a reputation for the many community leaders and activists who live there. Huh. Is there any friction from the activist community in a company as big as Nexier? What do you know about Nexier? Well, they started off as an infrastructural company in roads and urban development. Then 2 decades ago, they got a lot of resources into developing a private security, kind of like mercenaries. I'm guessing it's lucrative considering now they're diversifying into emergent biotech. It would be interesting to learn who the stakeholders are to push such seismic changes and why. That's why I'm on the ground. So what have you got done in Versiva? Our boss wants us to pitch a new business plan to get more founders on board for a human rights investigation journalism team. Can't say I'm fond of our marketing tagline though. Be human, together. Holy crap, it's so bad. What are we, an AI company? Help me pressure topologists to give me a raise to write better taglines. I'll help you. It's not that easy for me to influence our sizable, reputed world news source, you know that. Why do I even try so hard with this outlet? I ask myself the same question about you every day. I care about you. No, we're sassing. We're gonna sass. You can't make me not sass. If you give me a sass button, I'm pressing it. Well, that holy crap, this is so bad was a part of the slogan. Nah, that's my stream's slogan. That's the Polystream slogan. Holy crap, this is so bad. All right, we're gonna sass about promotions. I just want a promotion so I can take over your role sooner. Well, now you're just giving me a hard time. I learned from the best. You have a lot to learn yet, young grasshopper, about international networks and the art of negotiation. Well, we're friends, but maybe that joke was too much at his expense. Is that my nobody liked that moment? Everybody disliked that? Hakeem will remember that. Oh, I've arrived now. Fathom Piers. Got your luggage with you? Did you end up asking Torrent to set you up with an encrypted apartment like I suggested? Yep. Okay, good. Knowing how you prefer to have your ear close to the ground, I figured getting him to freelance finding you a temporary residence is better than some stuffy hotel. Don't know if I've mentioned, but he works part-time with a housing non-profit to help underwaged people find housing in Abraxa. Works hard to come by, so his skills are underutilized anyways. You'll like him, I'm sure. I'll decide that myself. Social link reversed. I can't believe the sun's already setting. By the time I get set up with the apartment, it's bound to be late at night. Prime time for real hackers doing what real hackers do to find intel, of course. Real hackers. Real hackers need sleep too, though, and you've been traveling for the better part of a day. The flight is long enough to catch a few hours of rest on the way. I'll be fine. Okay, I'm not gonna tiger mom you. Meet up with Torrent, get settled in. You need anything else, we have this encrypted channel. You can trust Torrent. We'll see about that. Anyway, I'll let you know when I have more concrete information or juicy gossip. Sometimes gossip's what helps society buffer through difficult times. Stay safe, Chloe. You too. Ah! Real hackers! You can trust torrents. They aren't tracked by the FBI, nor do they contain viruses. The moment that Chloe makes eye contact with Torrent, she immediately falls in love and decides that she wants to marry him. No, wait, that was me. The moment that Chloe makes eye contact with Torrent, she feels ripples of electricity unlike any other, like a unique time signature that's hitherto unwritten in musical notation. Her eyes skim over him from head to toe, scanning for cybernetic implants and biochips, seeing none. He's an iconohacker, just like her. A vision of something that she cannot name bubbles inside her. She wonders what he specializes in, to affect the physical and the digital world at the neural electric level, but with a thought. Chloe, right? Yeah, Torrent. That's me. Let's get you set up with an apartment. Where Dante drives off with the mermaid. It was the receptionist. The reception at Lemniscate. But yeah, it's that. Torrent seems so quiet. Torrent seems so quiet to Chloe at first, all pursed lips and navy hair hiding his eyes. Chloe can't sense his ID. His iconohacking makes his digital ID slide from her perception like oil on water. But probing deeper, Chloe can feel the fluidity of his neuronal axons dance just underneath his skin. Her face warms. Is a trickle of sweat coursing down towards jawline? You are so into him. Holy crap. Sweat seems jarringly human for someone so radiant with labyrinthine codec power that his skin appears chrome to Chloe's iconohacking senses. He catches her staring, and they both flick their gazes away. He's bringing up the proper protocols and forms to set Chloe up with a humble rental apartment with seasoned fluidity of a local. Chloe's mind topsy-turvies to whether Rebecca's lived in a space like this one, if she's ever had a hard time falling asleep at night, and worry gnaws at her. Do you ever feel like you're the last person in the world? Pardon? Sorry, I don't know where that came from. Never mind. No, I want to know. You just sound different from everyone else. I've barely said anything. I meant you're hacking. I've never met another iconohacker before. You sound like a chorus of voices overlapping each other, but somehow not discordant. It's comforting. You're quiet, but in a poetic way. I've never met an iconohacker either. I'm gonna lay it on and be like, hey, you're kinda smooth. You sound like waves on a faraway shoreline. You're very quiet. Oh, I'm sorry. No, it's nice. I always hear too much. It's soothing not to feel completely surrounded by other people sometimes. Oh, I guess that's also nice? Oh, you're flitting around so quickly that the digital layers and I'm having a hard time reading you. If that's the case, it's the inverse. Is the inverse also true for you? That you can move around so quickly that you don't hear much of other people's socials and bios? Our human biology, brought down to metrics. I personally specialize in reading adrenaline and the amygdala, as well as basic things like heart rate. All the world's electric and neuroelectricity is something I can sense. Yeah, that's a good way of phrasing it. That's why I don't typically hear people much. That's so interesting and unique. I wonder how we'll work together. Your icono-hacking focuses on displacement, illusion, or teleportation, I'm guessing. Moving data around faster than anyone else. Did I get it? Ah, yes. You do something with bios? That word was in 20... Yeah, it was! Did I say it right in that game? I don't remember if I said it right in that playthrough or not. Amygdala? Amygdala? Ah, yes. You do something with bios? Yes. Reading all the data on a person, plus fake IDs and all that jazz. Being all the instruments in the orchestra, really. Getting to know me so well already. As expected that a displacement hacker could move... so fast. Amygdala is how I... Yeah. I always say amygdala because I'm an idiot. So the apartment leasing contract. I'll send your personal information here, please. Can't just search me up via hacking? That doesn't seem polite on a first meeting. Oh, I don't know. You are more than welcome, good sir. You may go ahead and proceed. You may find out whatever you wish to find out about me. Search me up, bruh. Princess Amygdala. Cute. My name's Chloe Lee. I'm 22, born on January 18th, 2007. I work with topologists, as you know. It's my first job out of university. Here's 2 months of paychecks. I've already sent in my credit score via my company, but I want to know more about being in your company. Huh? What about you? Tell me about you. Well, I'm the one filling out a form. Just wanted to know more about my partner in crime moving forward. I mean, you're going to be telling me things about Braxa and like Hakeem said, right? Oh, right. Torrent is my chosen name. I'm 20. I've been into Braxa all my life. That's about it. That can't be all. Well, Hakeem likes saying that I can help people find others. I'm not so sure that's true, but I'll do my best. How do you know each other? Why does he say you're good at finding others? How do you know each other? Why does he say you're good at finding others? Why does he say you're good at finding others? I don't know. I don't think he used the word good. Next to you, I think you're much better at that sort of thing than I am. Huh? That's the first time someone's tried to humble their way out of giving me an answer. No, I mean it. Your abilities include information extraction from other people's bios, right? That's a much more direct correlation in finding someone than displacement abilities. Yes and no. I would have to be within my quantum tunneling range, which is more or less a visual range of being able to count the number of fingers on a hand, except that it can go through barriers. Okay. This is when atoms and subatomic particles of opposite binary states are energetically entangled and can go through barriers. By some quirk in my tween years, I somehow magnetically activated the nerve cells in my brain, and suddenly my brain's electric field can create quantum amplification that can direct a beam of electrons and can influence people's neural activity, particularly in the amygdala. Yeah, Taylor, how's it going? You're a nerd. You're a big ol' nerdy nerd. You made a Princess Amygdala joke in here earlier and you completely missed it. because I said amygdala wrong. I said amygdala. And Millie was like, "Ha ha, Princess Amygdala." I only saw the first prequel movie. That's the only one I saw. I went to see it opening night with some friends. My dad drove over my foot when he dropped me off. He drove over my foot. It didn't break it though. It was just like, wow, that happened and it didn't hurt. Why did that hurt? I feel like that's something that should hurt. You know, a very large car. I think it was a Pontiac Sunbird. A very large car driving over your foot sounds like something that should probably hurt. But it didn't. I'd have thought you'd have to go get surgery in that case. No, he just like drove over it and it just like, why did that not hurt? I remember stopping and being like, holy crap, that probably, it didn't hurt. Weird. I was just wearing tennis shoes. It's funny the first prequel movie is the one you like the most. Well, yeah, I think if the reviews are right for the other two, it's just like, oh, they just become way too big and bloated and slow and stupid. Whereas the first one is at least, you know, it's got a decent pace. It's not the best, but it's still got a pace to it. So not so helpful to find a person in a metropolis when I don't know the lay of the land. I do know the city well, and cars can sometimes reveal a lot of information about where people are. So what do you want to find? Sephora and her manager Rebecca, a good source. My best friend Rebecca went missing. Oh no, there goes the internet. Hold on, we'll let it settle. I'm just gonna get up and walk away for a moment. Okay, it looks green again. We should be alive. We should be anyway. It says we are. It just kind of blipped for a second there. I don't know what happened. Like Star Wars broke my stream. I think it's the very same. Like if you try to talk about Pokemon in my presence, I just start uncontrollably barfing. I think that's kind of what happens there. Like if you talk about Star Wars too much, it crashes my stream. It's like my stream uncontrollably barfing. I turned into Missing No. Yeah, there you go. I want to be like honest with this guy because I'm trying to pick him up. So we're gonna just be like, I'm gonna be like, I am not gonna tell this guy a single lie. My best friend Rebecca's missing since the Zircon Hill lockdown. She's now working as Sephora's manager. They're both unaccounted for at the moment. Oh, they're a cute couple. Wow, okay, not focused on their respective talents, but because they're dating each other? Sephora's got so many films under her belt, both on the production side and as an actor. Oh, I'm sorry? Sorry, I'm being randomly defensive about, well, what people say. It's just everything out there, you know? Not your fault. My nerves are shot from this situation, and I just kind of want to find them safe. Yeah, alright. It's alright. Hey, I get it. You just got off on a long flight and you haven't even unpacked yet. And for some reason, I can sense that you're tired. Really tired. Not usually this good at reading people. Maybe it's a Arcana hacking connection. Maybe it's because you already like me. Not attracting mates was all about telling lies. Maybe so. Thanks for trusting me and mentioning that it was your best friend out there. I really hope we can find them both. Don't make it weird and thank me. Oh, I'm not really trying to. I'm not trying to make you feel weirded out or anything. Oh my god, this guy is so soft. Yes, he is! I love him! It'll help me get a better night's rest just knowing what we're gonna do next. Okay, sounds like we should plan for how we might go about this. Not to mention we have a lot of untested variables here. How will our abilities sync up with each other? Or let's start with what our known limitations are. Tell me a time when you lived close to the edge. Chloe, how are you so open about this? I mean, iconohackers are either treated as urban myth or entrapped in a test lab. Not saying I don't appreciate you being like this, but it's just taken me a bit. Sorry, habits and yeah. I'm not open about this with just anyone. I trust Hakeem's vouching for you. I don't think that it's coincidence that he put the two of us together, and I also really want to find Rebecca. Okay. And you're a bit like an open book, even without my iconohacking gathering data on you. But if you're shy, I can start. My ability to read data on a person works by intuiting what their top-of-the-mind thoughts are and extracting such associated digital media. Well, there is this one time when I tried to project a fake ID over myself and one other person and tried to impact data. Got caught. I got caught trying to prevent a lot of non-profit money from getting sent right into the pockets of a vicious death squad. Turns out I can do no more than two things at once, maintaining two fake IDs or maintaining one fake ID and scoping out someone's bios and intel. Geez, okay, I'm glad you're alright, since you're here and all. Yeah, but I don't have a story to top that one. I tried to get my older brother out of a sticky situation with Nexier once. The biotech conglomerate with fingers in basically every pie. Pretty out-and-out evil these days. Their private militia orchestrated and maintained Zircon's lockdown. Just making sure I read that one. I thought it seemed familiar. Oh, shit. My displacement works like an illusion. For myself, it works all the time. For other people, I have to have an eye-line sight of them every few seconds for it to work. I can be somewhere other than where I appear to be to everyone, but unfortunately, when I encode the displacement on other people, including my brother, only about 15 odd folks perceive them at the fake locations. Then what happened? Well, I'll save the rest of the story for another time. Things did not go well. You tease. I'm not trying to. So, can't use your power for chaos and steal priceless artifacts from colonizing museums during their opening hours, huh? Nah. And you can't just hide all the innocent people under a lockdown and bundle them out? Nah, I've gotten a max 3 people I'm bundling with my displacement technique. Though I do alright with hacking vehicles and getting us to the right places. Why do I get the feeling that you're being humble right now and you're the kind of person who would write a rap songs about your drifting skills? Yeah, I want to hear Torrent rap. I want this boy to drop the hottest mixtape. Let's go. That's not true. I haven't helped anyone out of the lockdown yet. Because alone, I don't think I can safely get in and out with someone else at all. We still need some way to get past the haze. You said you need to be within your quantum tunneling range to pick up fake IDs and hack information. Can you build fake IDs and the owner's data extracted from cars? Let's test this out. Torrent, despite his shyness, is a careful and meticulous planner. They continue to strategize as the early evening eddies around them. Planning like this with someone who knows and cares about the nooks and crannies of the neighborhood that they're breaking into brings her into a focused state unlike any other. And now for the rest of the story. Also, there's a pleasant honesty about Torrent, and Chloe feels perceived by him. You ever just feel perceived? My God, I bet I said the same fucking thing when I played the demo. I just had intense deja vu where I swear to Christ, I bet I used that same line. I am the most unoriginal person that you watch on Twitch.tv. Wait a sec, does Hakeem know that you have vested interest in covering this story? I'm gonna tease Torrent. I don't know if teasing him's being mean or not. Will he take kindly to me teasing him? Unfair. Just by asking this question, you're able to sense how I feel and get an answer out of me. I'm not that good at reading you yet. It's like ink blot impressions, hard to pin down. Don't tease me, Chloe. A gasp. Are you making fun of my emotions? I'll have you know that I contain multitudes. Chloe's not used to not being able to just know someone's adrenaline levels and general health. Without conscious thought, she reaches out to touch Torrent's pulse on his wrist. His eyes widen. Torrent's displacement ability comes down hard on her encoding. She mentally twists away, trying to succeed at reading Torrent with her bioscan. Is like trying to separate oil from water with her bare hands. My ability to scan and analyze a person's bios, heart rate, and neurochemistry especially give me some insight into what emotions they may be experiencing. Hey. Alright. Hey, alright. I was just doing one last test with the syncs. Test on what syncs up between you and me. You can somehow get a vague impressions of my feelings via our icono-hacking link, but meanwhile, and unfairly, I can't use my usual tricks to figure out how you really feel via bios. You're not shutting me out on purpose, are you? Not consciously. Anyways, I don't need to know how I feel. You don't need to know how I feel. Sorry, that's valid. I'll stop teasing you. Please save your energy. I don't want either of us hitting code rot. What happens when icono hackers push themselves too hard and end up causing psychological damage to themselves? What damages the brain cells can also shut down the body. It's not pretty. Depending on the severity, it can have lasting repercussions. I mean, Hakeem tells me to try to be as light with my icono hacking as I can, so as to not disrupt people and things that I don't have to. Huh. He's never dared to mention my icono hacking to my face, even though he's put two and two together to link us up. How'd you come to trust him with that kind of intel? Hakeem spun media attention away from my icono hacking when he figured it out. Since he was there, the only 15 people fell for my displacement icono hacking. And I've only come to my icono hacking a few years ago. Hakeem's always been there to talk me through abilities that I'm responsible for. Well, that's respectable. So you're like the eco-tourist of the icono hacking world, huh? This icono hacking world is population 2 as far as I've personally experienced. Okay, admittedly, same. 2 people who need to rest up for tomorrow. We'll meet before sunset. Alright, I can take a hint. We got our plan. Gonna wish you a good night then. As he leaves the building, Chloe can't help but notice the flurry of his movements via his icono hacking obscures the sound of his heartbeats like sheets in the wind. Chloe knows better than to be restless the night before a stealth attempt. Nonetheless, it's almost too thrilling and strange to fall asleep. And I think we'll go ahead and call it there for tonight. Like I said, my back's kind of really tore up lately, and I probably don't need to push it. So, depending on like how my day goes tomorrow, we'll probably come back and do more of this tomorrow if people want to come hang out. I better save. How do I save? Is this where I save? Yeah, this is where I save. All right. Okay, there's an autosave. I think I probably knew it. 21. Oh, okay, yeah, it's a pretty generous autosave. But we saved. Boom. All right. Well, we'll go ahead and we'll drop back to the main menu. Maybe it'll do the cool animation that it did when I started the game up the first time. When loading the, Yeah, it's so cool! This song's a banger, by the way. Alright, I need to see who be streaming so we can go ahead and toss ourselves a raid on out there. Who be streaming? Who be streaming? Alright, I think we'll just go over to Dot. Dot's playing Corby. Who doesn't like Corby every now and again? Other than John Thayer. But yeah. So we'll drop that in there. I gotta do the thing on my back end too. Alrighty then. I guess that's gonna do it for us tonight. So, like I said, depending on how the day goes tomorrow, we may be back. I've got a lot of hospital-y type stuff and tests and stuff to do tomorrow. And I don't know how I'm gonna feel at the end of all that by the time that I get home and all. So, just watch Twitter. We'll see how it goes. Like, I'll probably have said something by about 1 or 2 o'clock. Just kind of like, I'll have a better idea of how I'm feeling around then. So, in the meantime, you folks have a nice rest of your night, and we will catch you next time. Have a nice night. Bye.